Stock market investors, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and today we're going to be talking about SOFI stock. The collapse has been crazy, guys. From $18 now back to under $10 per share. The instability of this administration is permeating throughout the markets, right? So we're going to go over what's going on with SOFI stock and where I think we could potentially go as we navigate through this current tariff marketplace that we're in right now. And tariff is just like a fancy word for taxes, right? So what tariffs are, they are taxes on American companies importing goods from various countries, right? China does not pay the tax. The American companies importing from China or Mexico or Canada or any of these countries that have tariffs on them are the ones who actually pay the taxes when the goods come in from other countries, right? So as soon as they get into customs, the American companies pay those tariffs. All right, SOFI investors, before we get into this video, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, it does really help us get into that YouTube algorithm. All right, let's talk about this current state of the market and SOFI stock. So right now, as we look at SOFI stock, if you take a look at your screen, $9.76. We started off pretty good, and it's been selling off all day long. Sold off down to $9.52. It's not looking good, guys. Any way you stretch it, I'm selling covered calls in that $11, $12 range, and I don't even care if my shares get taken away at this point because there's so much instability in the markets. Getting cash heavy, I don't think that's necessarily a really bad idea. Over the last 5 days, we're down about 16%. Over the last month, we're down about 13%. You know, over the last 6 months, from peak to trough, down 45%. It's pretty remarkable, guys. Year to date, we're down 31%. I don't even know how else to describe it other than this administration is very unstable, right? So the markets are, a mirror image of what's going on in Washington, right? So on better news, the conference call for SOFI stock just got announced, right? So Tuesday, April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern time, that's when we're going to announce the results for Q1. I'm expecting them to have a pretty good quarter, right? So I think things are going to go well, but I don't expect guidance to be great, especially in this kind of marketplace. So I would be very careful if you're buying any stocks right now. I would be adding very slowly, and then as prices continue to go down, that's when you can kind of increase the velocity of your purchasing. That's kind of how I'm seeing the markets right now. Now, if we look at the broader markets, year to date, S&P 500 is down 13%. We are officially in a correction, right? From peak to trough, we're down 17%. We are getting to the point where over 20% is considered a crash, right? We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. A couple more bad days, and we're going to be down over 20%. It's been a disaster, right? Since Trump took office in January, it's been really, really, really bad. I think he took office on, the 9th or something like that. We had a couple good days, and then pretty much since then, it's been straight down to the bottom. From peak to trough, you see it on the screen, 17.38%. The NASDAQ is even worse. We've been selling off all day again today. Over the last 5 days, we're down 9%. Over the last month, 10%. Over the last 6 months, 14%. Year to date, down almost 19%. Over the last year, from peak to trough, 22%. The NASDAQ is officially in a crash right now, guys. It's down 22% in 3 months is a remarkable sell-off, right? This is one of the worst sell-offs in this short amount of time in the history. It's like in the top 10 of worst sell-offs we've ever had as a country. It's not looking good, right? But when there's blood in the streets, that's when you kind of want to start nibbling away at your favorite companies. Could it get worse? Absolutely. This is just the beginning. It could get a lot worse. But if Trump kind of concedes a little bit, gets a little more into the middle, we could see, compromise, send the market back in an upward trajectory. But if he's going to dig his heels in, we could see more pain. We could be down to a 30 to 40% correction by the time this is all said and done, right? So I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. Here's the Dow Jones, up about 373 points today. They were up really big like earlier in the day, but Trump said he's not going to move on these tariffs, and it sold off another 4%. These moves, 3, 4, 5% intraday is very, very rare. It's not common. It just shows the instability of this market. Year to date, the Dow's down about 10%. Over the last year, from peak to trough, down 15%. Not quite crash territory yet, but solid correction territory for the Dow Jones, right? Now, back to SOFI stock, right? 977 right now, down about 1% for the day. Revenue to earnings, revenue keeps going up quarter after quarter, and earnings continue to go up, right? Over the last few months, all the sell ratings on SOFI have been removed by analysts. There are 3 that still have it as underperformed. The most recent has 8 analysts covering the stock as a hold, 4 as a buy. Okay, now, these are the analyst estimates for EPS in the current year, 15 cents. Consensus next year is 27%, so that's almost a double up in earnings per share that they're still projecting, which is great. High estimates 32 cents for this year and 58 cents for next year. The low estimates coming in at 23 cents and high for next year coming in at 32 cents for 2026, right? Which I really love to see. Current year, they're estimating $2.61 billion in revenue, up really, really well over the last few years, right? Year over year, that would be a 21.8% increase. They're also increasing again next year. 19% analysts are estimating around over $3 billion in revenue for 2026. High estimates are coming in over $4 billion. So we'll probably kind of be in the middle of that range between 3.3 and like 4. In my opinion, probably average estimates are a better look at where we're at. Current year about 3.1 billion, next year coming in at 3.8 billion. Still a significant increase in revenue. So the company's still looking good. So you're getting better value since the sell-off from $18 down to under 10. Pretty remarkable. EPS estimates coming up for SOFI stock still in that 4 to 5 cent range from last quarter, probably be in that range again for next year, right? So the next quarter, this quarter coming up, they're projecting 4 cents again, 5 cents in June, and for the year 27 cents next year, projecting 45 cents, right? So company's growing, the bottom line is getting better and better and better. So I'm not really nervous about the company. The stock could go back in that $6 to $7 range. I'm not going to bullshit you guys for sure, right? So that's just kind of the way it goes right now, man. Unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at as a company. But if you look at the statistics, it looks pretty good. The time to buy SOFI stock. Forward PE at 33, trailing PE at 25. It's trading cheaper than it has in a really, really long time. And as the stock price continues to decrease, you're getting more value, more bang for your buck per se on SOFI stock. So maybe selling puts in that $8, $7 range over the next few months is maybe a little bit better of an idea. Worst comes to worst, you get to buy SOFI stock a little bit cheaper. And then if it doesn't go down, you just get to keep the premium. That's kind of my strategy right now. I'm being very, very, very careful with my ads. I'm adding very slowly to my positions and accumulating slowly. I don't want to get caught. Some of my option strategies got really destroyed because of this extreme volatility, right? So as long as this administration is digging in their heels, the volatility is going to be there on the upside and the downside, guys. Penny Lane's shaking it off upstairs. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not really buying a lot. I'm not selling a lot. I'm just kind of being very cautious about what I'm doing. But the SoFi company still looks pretty damn good to me. I will do a video as we get closer to earnings. Once again, in April, end of April, April 29th, before market opens, these numbers are going to come out for Q1. I expect the company to have a very successful Q1, but guidance could be a little shaky. So it could be an initial, ooh, the stock's looking good. And then once Noto and the company starts to talk about tariffs and all this stuff, no company is excited about tariffs. That's just kind of the way it is right now. And big investors like Bill Ackman are coming out and being like, this is not what we voted for. So hopefully Trump kind of backs off a little bit on the extreme tariffs, goes to the negotiating table and gets a good deal. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'm hoping that he could work it out. I'm not entirely optimistic, right? I'm just being a realist right now to all my SoFi investors. Just be careful in this market, right? If you have cash, this is a great time to be nibbling away. Stocks like ELF, Nike have been decimated. Even Target, these stocks have been destroyed. So these are the kind of stocks I want to accumulate. Even Disney, good quality companies that are going to be around for a long time that are selling at really cheap valuations. That's the kind of moves I'm making going forward. Let me know what you're doing in this market right now in the comments below. Let me know your feelings about these tariffs. I would love to know in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Peace.